Your arms feel heavy when you're afraid, but the mind calls it fatigue because it doesn't know how to read the signal. The weight shows up too fast, without any effort to justify it, and it comes with something strange in the stomach, a kind of holding that rises through the chest and flows into the shoulders, all the way down to the hands. Right now, as you listen, the body is already showing where this leak happens, and you can sense it before any explanation makes sense. What you do next determines whether this perception becomes real change or just another idea that fades away. Before moving on, you need to register internally how your arms are responding in this moment, how heavy they feel, whether your hands are warm or cold, whether lifting your arms feels light or requires extra effort. If you choose to leave without mapping your current state, you lose the only reliable way to verify what the body teaches once the leak is sealed at its source. Let your attention move down from the shoulders toward the center of the torso, following the inner path that connects the arms to the stomach. Notice whether the chest feels open or closed, whether the breath reaches the lower ribs or stops short. When you try to exhale fully, does the air leave with ease or does it meet resistance halfway through? Just observe without trying to change anything. Go lower. Bring your awareness to the upper edge of the stomach, just below the breastbone where the diaphragm rests. Is there contraction there? Does it feel tight, knotted like a hardened wall? Or maybe there's a sense of emptiness, as if this area has lost presence. Simply register what you find, without labeling it as right or wrong. This point in the stomach, just beneath the ribs, is what you're going to capture internally with precision. How does it respond when you bring your attention there? Does it soften, give way, or stay rigid, as if protecting something? Let this impression sink in deeply, because it's the reference that will reveal the contrast later. The mapping is complete. You now know how the center of your body is organizing itself in this moment, how the stomach holds or releases, and how that connects to the weight your arms are carrying. This record stays with you, ready to be compared with what comes next. That weight you just mapped in your arms and that holding in the stomach may be tied to much older patterns, traumas that taught the body to close the center and drain energy whenever life demands exposure or movement. I created a guide with great care called Cura em Movimento, 22 somatic cycles to release traumas, restore the flow, and go back to create. It explores other pathways of this leak, cycles that reconnect the impulse to act when the organism learned to protect itself before it learned to create. The link is in the first pinned comment, and it may be worth exploring after the video. Now, let's move into the intervention that seals this leak at its origin. The body is ready to receive something different. Sit or stand. Choose whatever allows more presence right now. Let the spine find its own alignment without forcing a rigid posture. Your hands can rest on your thighs or hang naturally by your sides. What matters is that you're available to guide the breath in a way the stomach has never experienced before. Place the palms of your hands on your lower ribs, just above the stomach, as if you're gently holding that area. Inhale through the nose, allowing the abdomen to expand into your hands. Then exhale through the mouth in a slow, controlled flow, longer than any ordinary exhale, like you're blowing on a candle without putting it out. Let the air leave until you feel there's nothing left, until the abdominal wall fully draws back under your palms. Repeat this extended exhale 3 more times, each one slower than the last. What happens when you sustain this long outward flow is that the stomach begins to lose the rigidity it was holding. If your body asks for shorter exhales at first, respect that and gradually extend them. Some people feel softening almost immediately, while others need more cycles before the holding gives way. Keep your hands on the lower ribs and apply gentle inward pressure as you exhale, as if you're helping the diaphragm release what was stuck. This isn't force, it's conscious contact. The pressure invites this area to yield, to create inner space where there wasn't any before. Inhale again through the nose, and on the next exhale, press a little more, noticing whether something inside responds to the touch, whether the rigidity begins to dissolve. Maintain this contact for a few more breathing cycles. The stomach, which once felt like a closed wall, may begin to respond with more elasticity. The diaphragm, which had been acting like a lid, finds room to move down and up with less resistance. You might notice a sigh escaping on its own, or a sense that something inside has quietly reorganized. Keep going, without rushing to finish, letting the center of the body receive this invitation to release. Now take your hands off the ribs and let your arms rest by your sides. Allow the shoulders to make a subtle rolling motion, back and forth, as if they're letting go of something that was stuck there. Then let a gentle tremor begin in the shoulders, a barely noticeable vibration that doesn't need to be big or dramatic. Let this vibration travel down through the arms without controlling it, as if the energy that was being held can finally drain out. Slowly extend your arms forward as if you're pushing against something invisible that offers resistance. Feel the weight of your arms as you move. Notice whether that weight has changed, whether the arms respond with more clarity, or whether they're still carrying something heavy. Open and close your hands a few times, bringing attention to the palms and fingers, allowing warmth to return to this area. Hold your arms extended for a few more seconds, breathing normally, letting the body complete what it began. Let the arms return to rest slowly, as if they were settling onto water. Don't force anything, just observe what happens as the movement naturally comes to an end. The stomach had room to release, the diaphragm was allowed to yield, the arms received discharge and activation. What comes next is noticing whether something has changed in the map you registered earlier. Return your attention to the arms without moving them, simply observing what's there without doing anything. How does their weight compare to what you noted before? If you were to measure it, would they feel lighter, heavier, or exactly the same? Are the hands the same temperature, or has something shifted? Do the forearms hold the same tone, or do they respond differently when you imagine lifting the arms? Move up to the shoulders and the shoulder girdle. How does this area organize itself after what just passed through? Are the shoulders in the same position, or have they dropped without you asking? Does the chest have more space, or does it still feel closed in the same way? Does the breath reach the lower ribs more easily, or does it still meet the same restriction? Now go down to the stomach, the point you captured so precisely before the practice. How does it respond when you visit it again? Is the holding that was there still just as intense, or has something softened? Maybe there's more inner space. Maybe the wall has loosened. Maybe the sensation is a different kind of emptiness with less tension. Or maybe nothing has changed, and that too is valid information the body is offering. The contrast you noticed between the earlier record and what you find now wasn't suggested, it was discovered inside your own organism. The body showed you where the leak happens and how it responds when the stomach is given space to release. What's now marked within you is knowledge no one can take away, because it was validated through your own experience. This contrast you perceived is a functional map. When your arms feel heavy again for no clear reason, return to the stomach and check whether it's closed, contracted, holding something that doesn't need to be held. If it is, the leak has returned. If the stomach has space, free breathing, and elasticity, the arms respond with lightness. The signal gesture is simple. 3 long exhales with the hands on the lower ribs, followed by conscious opening and closing of the palms. When you notice that you've slipped back into the earlier state, you already know the full pathway. A quick scan of the stomach, a prolonged exhale to release the holding, gentle pressure on the ribs, discharge through the arms, and a final scan to check. It can be done in just a few minutes, anywhere, without special conditions. The video stops being information you consume once and becomes a repeatable tool, ready whenever fear tries to drain energy before action can happen. Having this contrast available as embodied knowledge means knowing exactly where the organism is asking for realignment. If this kind of content makes a difference for you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to keep receiving somatic practices that change how you respond to fear.
The ebook, Cura and Movimento, goes deeper into these release cycles. The link is still in the first pinned comment. Now, leave this in the comments. I seal the leak, and my arms return to carrying creation, not fear. This anchors your commitment to what you discovered in your own body. And if you want to keep exploring this kind of practice, click on the next video that appears on the screen. When the stomach regains space, the arms stop draining defense and recover their capacity to act.